Okay, everyone, we are now recording this presentation. Welcome and thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Paul Julia, and I'm the Business Development Manager for Collette in Maryland, Virginia, and the District of Columbia. And very pleased to be presenting these two tours. We're starting with this one, Spotlight on London, to you today. You might not be able to tell from this crazy accent that I have, but I was actually born in the UK. My mother's from England, and I was born in Yorkshire and have visited there many times over the years. In fact, I was just on our British Landscapes tour this past February. So look forward to telling you all about that. Those of you who are interested in both tours on the next slide presentation. But we're going to get started with Spotlight on London in just a second here. So once again, welcome everyone. And here to tell you before we get started a little bit about Collette. If you've never traveled with us before, we have been in business for 170 years now. That makes us the oldest tour company in the United States. So we've had a lot of time to get guided travel right. We are a family-owned and operated company headquartered in Rhode Island. And we really endeavor to be innovators in guided travel to make it a more immersive experience, a less cookie cutter experience, and really providing to our guests a premium touring experience, staying in centrally located 4-star and 4-star plus hotels with quality tour managers throughout, and tours designed by our excellent product designers who reside in these destinations along with our tour managers, which really gives us a lot of local control, cuts out the middlemen, gives us great control over not only pricing, but over the finished product. And in immersing our guests in our destinations, we strive to provide more than just access to those must-see sites, which of course you're going to enjoy with us, but also introducing you to the local culture through various methods. Of course, food is a great and fun and easy way to do that. So wherever possible, for included dinners, we're going to host those at local restaurants rather than at local hotels, so that you get a real experience. You're not just getting some buffet at a hotel, actually having the opportunity to interact with local peoples as well. In addition to the tour managers, we like to sprinkle our tours with an additional layer of expert local guidance, giving that real deep dive when you're visiting particular cities and towns with us. And we really endeavor to get our guests off the motor coach as much as possible. So number one, that means we've really perfected our pacing with fewer one-night stays, more multi-night stays. This tour, for example, you're staying at one hotel the entire time. That's the definition of a spotlight tour. But also we like to sprinkle our tours with other modes of transportation. So you might find yourself taking local transportation to experience the destination like a local, traveling on things like tuk-tuks or perhaps camel rides, dog sleds, various boating excursions, and so forth, all designed to kind of mix it up and get you off the motor coach as much as possible, and also introducing you to the local cities through things like walking tours. So having said all of that, let's go ahead and get started with the main event. This is our Spotlight on London tour, taking place at a wonderful time to visit the capital of the UK from March 27th through the 2nd of April of 2026. This is a short and compact tour, great getaway with just 7 days with 8 meals included. And this is a wonderful time to travel to the UK. We're getting into spring, out of the winter months. But I have to say, like I just mentioned, I was in the UK in February, was extremely fortunate with the weather. Had one day where we had a little bit of rain up in Edinburgh, but it was mostly sunny every other day. Now that is unusual, but the UK, unlike where we live, it can rain just about any part of the year. It can be cool any part of the year, but you really want to go at this time because we're getting into spring. All those flowers are blooming. England is brilliant and green, and we haven't gotten yet into the high tourist season where you'll find really heavy crowds because we want to avoid that time of year. It's just much more pleasant to travel a little bit off season. So this is an easy peasy lemon squeezy type of overview because again, this is a spotlight tour. We also nickname these tours Cruising on Land. And as you can see, you're going to be staying in the same hotel in the city of London for 5 nights. So just packing and unpacking once. We always start with our journeys abroad with an overnight flight. So when we're traveling to Europe, day one is going to be your departure day from the United States. You're going to arrive into the United Kingdom on day two and then start your tour with us. We have various travel styles, touring styles at Collette. Classic tours are our full-size motor coach tours. We also offer a line of small group explorations tours. But these are our spotlight tours. As I mentioned, they are designed to stay at one hotel for the entire duration of the tour, really giving you an in-depth look at a particular locality. And again, with that easy unpacking and packing just once while you're on tour with us. We also we also cap the number of participants on this tour at just a maximum of 44, and that's going to be on a 52 to 54 seater motor coach. So there's always a little bit of extra room on board. We rate our tours, on an activity level of 1 to 4. 1 is the least challenging, 4 is the most active. Most of our tours of Europe are an activity level 3. This is primarily because, number one, there's no equivalent of the Americans with Disabilities Act. So fewer things like ramps, automatic doors, and all the things we've come to expect as completely standard in the United States. But also, this is the old world, the old country. So we've got a lot more cobblestone streets, towns that were built on high hills for defensive purposes, and generally, overall, a lot of older infrastructure to navigate. So as you can see, the expectations here are the ability to walk up to 2.5 hours at a moderate pace. I stress moderate. This is not a forced march. We're going to be stopping along the way to admire things, to listen to our tour manager and local guides. Also, the ability to climb 3 or more flights of stairs and get on and off a variety of modes of transportation, like those motor coaches, possibly local transportation like trains or boats for cruising. So now we find ourselves in London. We've had our overnight flight to the UK. It is now day 2. So I'd like to welcome you all to the cosmopolitan capital of the United Kingdom. We will not have any activities on this day, as we'll have guests arriving at various parts of the day, but certainly there is much to see and do on your own in the city. If you have a little bit of extra time for exploring, if you arrive early enough into London, what I recommend is our tour manager is going to reach out to you with an email about a week prior to your departure. So that's a great time to sort of start a conversation with them about suggestions of what you can see and do from your hotel on the day of arrival. I should also mention that it is standard for hotels in Europe that the check-in time be at 3 p.m. or on. So when you get to the hotel, if you get there early enough in the day, you may find that your room is not yet ready. We, of course, are going to securely store your luggage while you're waiting for your room to be ready, so that frees you up to go off and do your own sort of thing, exploring London at your own pace on this day. So here we have a few free time suggestions for you. One is my favorite, Hyde Park. There, I believe it's still the largest city park in the world. Absolutely stunning. It contains the Crystal Palace, and Kensington Palace is right off the side of Hyde Park, and gives you also access to a lot of other major attractions and neighborhoods in London, like Mayfair, Bayswater, which you might some Sherlock Holmes history there, as he was a fictional character. Of course, the British Museum is absolutely amazing, one of the most important museums in the world, containing countless treasures and artworks. Great place to explore as well. And then in the evening, you'll gather at a contemporary English restaurant for a welcome dinner. This is the perfect opportunity for you to meet your fellow travelers and share your first impressions with London with each other, and then toast to the journey ahead. And this will be your home away from home for the next couple of nights. It's the DoubleTree by Hilton Tower of London. perfectly situated, just a short walk from the legendary Tower of London and the Tower Bridge. You'll be right in the heart of the action. Plus, you can easily access the Tube or London's Underground Railway network from the hotel with stunning skyline views, a modern fitness center, and perhaps you might enjoy a cocktail at the hotel's award-winning rooftop bar. Now, on day three, get ready for a day packed with London's most iconic sites. Today, after breakfast, you'll step inside history at the Tower of London and stand before the regal gates of Buckingham Palace, as well as gazing up at Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament. You'll also see the awe-inspiring facade of Westminster Abbey. So we'll start at the Tower of London, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site with an enormous history. You'll walk along the ancient walls and hear tales of intrigue and royalty and uncover the secrets that have made the fortress legendary. This fortress was established not long after the Battle of Hastings of 1066, when William the Conqueror wanted to show the inhabitants of London who the new boss was, who the new king was. It's been over time a palace, a prison, as well as a fortress. It, of course, contains the royal crown jewels of the British monarchy, as well as other countless treasures, as well as those famous beefeaters and the rooks or ravens of the Tower of London, who legend has it, if they ever leave the tower, London will fall. So hopefully you'll see those guys there as well. And once inside the tower, marvel at those dazzling crown jewels, symbols of the monarchy's enduring legacy. And then after a lunch break, you'll set out on a walking tour with a local guide. Your first stop is going to be Buckingham Palace, which is the royal's London residence and the monarch's administrative headquarters. This palace is over 3 centuries old and has served as a prestigious backdrop for royal events, ceremonies, and decisions. You'll witness the famously stoic King's Guard soldiers in their scarlet uniforms and tall bearskin caps, standing sentry in perfect formation as they protect the residents. Next, you'll take in the majestic Palace of Westminster with its soaring Gothic spires and centuries-old halls. This is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was originally built in the 11th century and was once a royal residence. Today, this palace is the seat of British democracy and the center of political life in the UK. And then you'll stand before Westminster Abbey, which is yet another UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is an absolute architectural masterpiece that has welcomed worshipers since 960 AD and has been the site of royal coronations and weddings for hundreds of years. Now, on day 4 in the morning, you'll step into the world of royalty at Kensington Palace, the birthplace of Queen Victoria and home to generations of young royals. Here you'll wander through the elegant staterooms and stroll the palace gardens, following in the footsteps of history's most fascinating figures. And then in the afternoon, you'll have your choice on tour feature. You could choose to enjoy a traditional afternoon tea at one of London's fine establishments or experience London's world-renowned theater with a matinee show. Then on day 5, in the morning, you'll journey along the River Thames aboard a local river bus, glide past the city's iconic skyline to Greenwich, which is a borough of London known for its maritime history. Upon arrival in Greenwich, it's your choice. You may use your Greenwich Pass to explore a selection of fascinating attractions, including the Cutty Sark, which is a restored 19th century British clipper, as well as its Maritime Museum. And then there's the National Maritime Museum, which features epic stories of exploration that have shaped the world, and the Queen's House, which is an art gallery located in one of London's most beautiful buildings. And lastly, the Royal Observatory, which is London's only planetarium and where you can stand on the world-famous Prime Meridian line. Alternatively, you could opt for a self-guided tour of the old Royal Navy College. This is another UNESCO World Heritage Site boasting over 600 years of naval history and breathtaking architecture. Also on day 5, after you've worked up an appetite exploring, you'll join a culinary walking tour of Greenwich, including its namesake market, and sample London's local and international flavors with a local guide and foodie. You'll feel like a local as you encounter culinary treasures while discovering Greenwich's pretty streets. And then after another overnight in London on day 6, today is yours to explore the city at your own pace and in your own fashion. You could choose from revisiting a favorite spot to hunting for treasures in one of the city's market or simply relaxing in a cafe. The day is yours to shape as you wish. Of course, your tour manager will have tons of suggestions to make for you. But if you're in the mood for something a bit more organized and maybe a bit more royal history, you could join an optional excursion to Windsor Castle with over 900 years of stories. This is the oldest royal residence still in use today. Here you can explore its grand halls, beautiful gardens, and the treasures that have made it a symbol of British royalty for centuries. And then in the evening, you'll gather once more for a farewell dinner at a local restaurant, during which you can share your favorite moments, swap stories with new friends, and toast to the unforgettable memories that you've made in London. And you can book your tour through this web portal. This link can also be found in the brochure. We accept all major credit cards, and you can check out with a secure connection. Also on this webpage, you can learn a lot more about the tour, more about our cancel for any reason trip insurance, book those optional excursions if you wish to do so. And down at the bottom of the page, you'll find lots of useful tips and tricks for travelers. So here are the hard facts and numbers on this tour. Again, this is Spotlight on London, taking place from the 27th of March through the 2nd of April. The deposit on all of our tours is currently $698 per person due upon booking. And our cancel for any reason trip insurance on this tour is priced at $549 per person. That's also due at the time of booking. And we have a deadline up to which we're holding space on this tour for you up until the 28th of September of 2025. You'll also notice that that is the date up to which the insurance premium is fully refundable. Yes, you heard that right. We do have a special exception here where normally any kind of insurance premium is not refundable at all, whether you use that insurance or not. However, in this case, if you were to book this tour, purchase or cancel for any reason trip insurance, but for whatever reason you need to cancel and you do so no later than the 28th of September of this year, you will receive not only a full refund of any monies that you've paid towards your trip, you'll also get that $549 insurance premium back. So that's a nice little escape hatch for you where you've got nothing to lose if you register, purchase our insurance, and cancel no later than that date of the 28th of September of this year. The per person price sharing a double with round trip airfare included is $39.99, and you'll find the single supplement price located in the brochure and on the website. One mention about that as well, for those of you who are solo travelers, if you're interested in a single room, while we are holding space up till the 28th of September, we're not able to hold single rooms, and we typically have about 5 single rooms available per tour departure. So it's definitely in your best interest to sign up for this tour as soon as possible if you would like a single room. Also, if you're the kind of traveler who likes to really fly in style and you're interested in a premium economy or business class air upgrade, we're only holding space in economy class. So in that case as well, it's in your best interest to register for the tour with us sooner rather than later so we can get you the best flights and fares. We operate our hometown pickup service, so we're going to be picking you all up from the airport to take you to the airport, I should say, at a pre-designated location. So this takes, of course, all the hassle out of getting to and from the airport. You don't need to worry about cabs, Ubers, or paying for parking at the airport, and you're already getting to know each other on the way. Few ways you can personalize your adventure with us. You're always welcome to book additional nights, either pre or post tour, if you'd like to stay a little longer with us. I've gone over the optional excursions for this particular tour. While we don't have a tour extension on Spotlight in London, if you are interested in the next tour we're going to be presenting on in just a few minutes, British Landscapes, That one does have a tour extension. And I've gone over, if you're interested in elite airfare, the suggestion that you book with us sooner rather than later. For additional dining experiences not included in this tour, I highly recommend that you talk to your tour manager, as they're going to have the inside beat on all the best places to eat in London for any budget. There are no worries travel protection. Again, you can cancel for any reason or no reason at all. All you have to do is notify us no later than the day prior to the departure of your tour to receive a full refund of your trip monies. And again, you have until the 28th of September to receive a full refund of your trip monies plus your insurance premium. Then once you're on tour, you're going to be covered for medical assistance, emergency evacuation, baggage loss or delay, trip interruption or trip delay, all with round-the-clock emergency 24/7 assistance, just like any other trip insurance. We also do have a loyalty program. In the interest of time, I'm not going to go in too deeply into that because I want to get to your questions and answers before we start the next presentation. Just a quick note on passports and visas. You are required to have a passport valid up to 8 months beyond the travel date to the destination country. You are not required any sort of visa for entry into the UK. However, they have instituted what's called ETA, which is a travel authorization form, where you're expected to pay about $8 to $10 per person, fill out a short form, nowhere near as complicated as a visa, but all travelers visiting the UK will be required to complete that ETA form. You'll find more information on the website, and we're happy to share more information with you and give you a hand with that. You can always give us a call if you have any questions. This is the ETIAS. It pertains to Europe. I threw it in here because it's a little reminder on ETA. That wraps up this presentation. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and then I'd be happy to answer any and all questions you all have. So